Many times in life, when we are struggling, when we are broke, when we are down, life asks us, what can you do? Hallelujah. Without asking it, what can you do? If you see anybody whose life is a mess, whose life is not really getting anywhere, the person is not really doing anything, or is doing little that is not needed by many people, by most people. Now, when you have a knowledge that you actually took time to learn, but after learning it, you realize that many people don't need it where you are. Learn another one. Hallelujah. Begin another learning again. It is possible that the first one you learned that nobody is needing is because you were not wise when you were making the choice of what to learn. It's the same mistake some people make in skill acquisition that others make in career choice. As searching what they study in the university, in the polytechnic, in the college of education. You are studying a course. You are working so hard to graduate. Have you checked well how valuable that course is in where you are, in the place you are, in the location you are, in the country you are? Do they appreciate it? Lest after you have finished building that house called graduation, and you come out into society, you begin to beg from place to place, looking for who to employ you. Hallelujah. Because what you have studied, maybe in the present demand of society, is obsolete or is not very needed as before again. You know, society is transcendental, it's current. Society is trending. Society keeps improving, keeps advancing. So sometimes a study, an area of knowledge that was once useful yesterday is no longer useful today. Hallelujah. An area of knowledge that was once very pursued yesterday is no longer pursued today. That's why you must keep looking out for what are people needing now? What are people looking for now? What are people desiring now? What problems are being solved now? Hallelujah. The same goes for ministry. In ministry, for instance, you see, there were days where you could just be an evangelist and no problem. You're just preaching the gospel, no problem. You don't prophesy. You don't minister to the sick. You cannot minister miracles. You have no problem. But in these days, there is problem. I'm telling you now that if what you have is that you are an evangelist and you don't see, you don't hear, you don't prophesy, you don't minister, you can't minister to the sick, you cannot work miracles, but you are an evangelist. Sorry, you are just going to be fooling yourself in that ministry. It won't bless anybody. Do you understand? The first reason is because it doesn't even fit into the model of real, current, Christ-like evangelistic ministry. Let me explain that to you. The evangelistic ministry introduced by Jesus Christ is in the order of Philip's ministry. Do you understand? We've had evangelists before Philip came, but when Philip came, we saw what Jesus imparted into the evangelistic ministry. And so that as an evangelist, you are not just one who is carrying good news, you are one who is walking good news in miracles. Hallelujah. That's the order we saw with a man like Graham Wonky. That's it. If not, we just carry that title and we die empty with nothing happening in your life, in your ministry. The same with the prophetic ministry. You see, there was the prophetic ministry that was, and there was the prophetic ministry Jesus introduced. Hallelujah. The prophetic ministry that was such that you just go about carrying what God is saying to people. That's it. Then you go about speaking to individuals about what God is saying concerning them. That was the prophetic ministry before Jesus came. When Jesus came, the prophetic ministry became a ministry where you not only speak what God is saying, you walk what God is saying in signs and wonders.